So today I'd like to answer a question that's often presented to me in my clinic time and time again. It's why supplement? And I like to break it down to two main areas or two main categories. One is load, meaning what our body needs versus what's available. So clearly over the last 50 years or few decades, the load on our body as far as the need for supplementation has increased, meaning our environment has changed. We're constantly being exposed to chemicals, toxins, pollutants, and these toxins and poisons, if you want to call them, have an impact on our health. And we require supplements, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants to help process these toxins, whether they're through our diet or whether through environmental exposures. Now, certain supplements help us to carry that process through. Various minerals like selenium, vitamin C is an important vitamin, other supplements, B complexes, various minerals that improve our ability to process some of the negative toxic loads that are being presented to us on a daily basis. So that's one thing, is that our bodies haven't properly adjusted to our environment. We don't change a whole lot as human beings over years. However, our environment changes every year. We hear about how our environment is changing, global warming, increased amount of pollutants, our ozone layer is thinning. So the environment is changing dramatically. However, as human beings, we're not, and we need to keep up. And supplementation is a way to help improve that. Number two, which is equally as important, is availability. Now, our food sources aren't the same as they used to be. The process of cultivation, the process of farming, mass production, environmentalization, industrialization has led to foods that we're eating consistently and regularly that might be depleted. You know, we've got crops, fruits, and vegetables that are processed, matured, and packaged off to consumers very quickly in order to increase profitability, availability, and so on. So some of these fruits, vegetables, and foods that we're eating may not be fortified properly with the supplementations that they require to adequately address our needs. And over time, we become depleted. Our soils become depleted. The water that we drink may be depleted in minerals and nutrients. And so as a result, there just isn't seem to be enough of these key nutritional supplements in our regular diet, regardless of how healthy we eat. So for that reason, supplementing vitamins, minerals, and nutrients in addition to a healthy diet is even a better strategy. You know, we've heard that line, most of us have, that we require 8 to 10 fruits and vegetable servings a day to manage with the loads that being put on our bodies on a daily basis. It's very hard for people to eat that much in a food source. So if you eat a healthy diet and we supplement that with important vitamins and minerals, we can address those two main concerns. One is the actual nutritional value of the foods we eat and the environment load that we're constantly being exposed to. And that's one of the main questions we've been asked, and that's probably the simplest way to explain it without going into too much depth. One of the more important supplements that people are reading about and hear about on social media and so on are the need for selenium or those type of minerals. Selenium is very important because it's a trace mineral. So there's not huge amounts of it that's required, but it's incredibly important. Selenium is a cofactor to produce a very powerful antioxidant in the body called glutathione, which is a buzzword in anti-aging medicine. And glutathione is what we consider the master antioxidant. That higher levels of glutathione intracellularly help to protect us from cellular damage or genetic damage on a cellular level. Now, what that means to the layperson is if the cells are being damaged slowly, they fail to function properly and they slowly die off, which we can often consider as the aging process. So selenium is a mineral that's a cofactor in the production of an antioxidant that in fact can slow down the aging process, and at the same time it can help to quench free radicals that can potentially cause ill health problems to our body. So selenium is very important. Number two would be magnesium. Magnesium is a mineral that's considered to be, one of the most depleted minerals in North America and in the world. And magnesium is incredibly important for many biological functions, metabolic functions, and cellular functions. So magnesium, one of the key factors of magnesium is how it helps in cardiovascular disease. So I'll just touch on that because I think that's probably one of the most important functions of magnesium, is that it's often not respected as much as it should on its impact on cardiovascular health. And that seems to be a big concern because, as we know, cardiovascular health still is the #1 killer in the world. And sometimes we just think of things like high blood pressure and cholesterol as being the culprits. Well, what predicts that? It's magnesium that can actually impact your cholesterol profile. It can impact your blood pressure. And taking adequate magnesium can often keep your blood pressure under control, and it's often ignored. So magnesium is critical for cardiovascular disease. It's also very important for muscle health. So it keeps our musculoskeletal system working properly. Our muscles are more relaxed, we feel more flexibility, better as far as overall musculoskeletal integrity. Magnesium is also critical in the sleep process. So adequate levels of magnesium help achieve proper deep REM sleep, which is the type of sleep that we need to rejuvenate, to recover, to recuperate. So magnesium has 3 huge functions. Now we can also talk about B complexes. B complexes are very important cofactors in the normal, healthy neurological system of our body. So our nerves and eyes and our senses, our touch, our smell, all these senses are neurological outputs, and B complexes are very important in managing good nerve output. Then we've got trace minerals. Trace minerals are those tiny other minerals that are small amounts but critical, like potassium. You know, we've all heard of how important potassium is, molybdenum, and we touched on selenium. These trace minerals are very critical in the fine functioning of our cellular network. And often trace minerals are depleted in the soils. As we discussed earlier, soils aren't as good as they used to be. The fruits and vegetables we're growing are often depleted of these valuable trace minerals. Other supplements we can touch base on are not actual vitamins and minerals at all. Are supplements such as omega oils, which aren't vitamins, they're not minerals, but they're essential fatty acids that we derive from fruits, vegetables, and animal products like fish and so on. And those are critical in maintaining what we call fat functions. So fat functions would be necessities that are hormonal based. So we use a lot of fatty acids to produce and to manipulate hormones in our bodies, all the way from, our estrogens or testosterone, progesterone, growth hormones. These are very, very importantly regulated with fatty acids. Fatty acids are critical for brain health. Our brain is predominantly made up of fat. So without the right fatty acids, we can't process proper nutrients in our brain, and our neurological function can suffer. So omega oils are another supplement, yet they're not a vitamin or mineral. Other supplements, for example, antioxidants, are found from fruits and vegetables, and they may be other components like bioflavonoids, which are the colored components in fruits and vegetables. They're also a supplement, but they're so important because they help in that toxicity of our environment and all the things that we're constantly exposed to. We find that these type of supplements found in fruits and vegetables actually slow down the degenerative process in the body. They also scavenge these free radicals, which want to constantly break down our cellular matrix and our cellular network. So it's important to get supplements that are based on fruits and vegetables that aren't necessarily vitamins or minerals. So these are an idea of different types of supplements that fit in a good nutritional model. Okay, well, it's a good question. In our clinic, we've often asked that question. And one of the main reasons we've asked that question is because, we're constantly bombarded with thousands of different solicitations to buy certain supplements, whether it's through online, Instagram, social media, reading papers, TV shows. There's so many different products out there. You can go to a health food store and look at a shelf and you'll see 5 or 10 different types of just B complexes, 10 different vitamin Ds. Well, how do you navigate through this, forest and find out, well, what is the key vitamins and minerals that I need? So there are a few rules that I like to, pay attention to. And obviously quality is the key. So we have to look at what the source is, that these products that have good vitamins and minerals in them also don't have additives, preservatives, artificial colors, sweeteners just to make it taste better. You know, those type of things aren't necessarily conducive to good health. You know, you can buy gummy bears that, you know, have fluorescent colors to them because they're attractive to children, but do we really want those colors? Probably not. So we choose, say, a gummy bear that might be a vitamin supplement that's colored with fruits and vegetables, natural sources. It may not be bright and fancy like, you know, your candies, but still you have to look at these things and don't always buy a supplement just because it looks nicer than another supplement. Other things is, what are the sources? Are they natural sources? Are the supplements made from synthetic sources? Believe it or not, there are vitamins and minerals, there are certain supplements that can be synthesized. Do you really want synthesized supplements? Probably not. You want something that's as natural as possible. Thirdly is the combination of supplements. You know, certain companies will provide you an inferior product, in my opinion, probably more cost effective, but some supplements, which may be more costly, are left out or in lower amounts. And you think you're getting such a great deal, and you look at, well, some of the key players that you need to maintain good health are in such low amounts or not even existent. And so we educate people to listen, these are the type of nutrients you want this type of concentration so that you have actual efficacious amounts, and you also want supplements that are natural, from a natural source. We don't want any additions to them, binding agents, excipients, chemicals, colors, sugars just to make it taste better. These are things you have to take into consideration anytime buying a supplement. And it might help you to navigate through that whole forest and find out a key few supplements that meet those criteria. And those are the ones to go to. You know, you might pay a few dollars more, but in the long run, you'll be a lot happier. Thank you.